Good afternoon, Houston. I'm KHOU11 meteorologist Kim Castro. We've got a front that is pushing through the area right now. We've had prefrontal showers throughout the afternoon, and we're going to continue to see some rain, some storms, and maybe even some severe storms as we go over the next couple of hours. Here's a wide look at some of the heavier rain right now situated east of town along Liberty, closer towards Chambers and Galveston counties, and just outside of the viewing area. I want you to see this because this is not out of the question for us to experience this afternoon. There is an isolated couplet that the National Weather Service is watching in Jasper and Tyler counties. Again, this is away from us, but I just want to show you a couple of these storms do have a little bit more intensity. There is plenty of fuel out there today. You might have noticed it is plenty warm, plenty humid, and that's exactly what these storms use to fuel themselves. There's lightning in Moss Hill right now, and in Liberty, this particular cell, if we turn on velocity or the rotation detector, we're keeping an eye on it because it is showing some signs of a little spin. There's spin in the atmosphere because there's a strong breeze coming in out of the Gulf, and when that clashes with the front, if we get varying winds at the different levels of the atmosphere, that's when we could start to see a cell that produces tornadic components. Radar right now, like I mentioned, in and around the loop in the Beltway, pretty manageable precipitation. However, along 5969 down towards Liberty, the East Tex Freeway, Mont Belvieu, there's a couple of cells that have quite a bit of torrential rain at the moment. Honing in a little bit closer towards Beaumont Place. Just north of you, you're seeing heavy rain. Cloverleaf, the heavy rain just passed you and now headed towards the Highlands. Channelview in that heavy orange, deep red rainfall rates that are pretty strong at the moment, but these showers are moving at a healthy jog, so they shouldn't sit over the same areas for too long. Coming down the Gulf Freeway, Friendswood right now with some heavy rain. League City getting a break from the shower activity, but you've had some on and off showers over the last few hours. How about the number of lightning strikes? This number has gone up over the last few minutes that I've been watching it. 27 strikes over the last 10 minutes. So if you do hear that thunder, see that lightning in the area, take it inside. This should pass over the next 30 to an hour in the areas that are being lit up right now. So down the Gulf Freeway and over towards Liberty. Here's the differentiator between negative and positive strikes in case you are wondering what this kind of distinction means. Negative strikes come from the base of the thunderstorm cell, and then positive ones come from the top. And because they come from the top of the thunderstorm cell, they travel a longer distance and can be up to 10 times stronger than the negative one. So we look at this number just to see whether or not these storms are intensifying. If the positive strike count supersedes the negative one, it does kind of signal to us that we should watch these storms even more closely for the potential of them strengthening. Here's a look at the shear track. So I mentioned that there was a little spin in the atmosphere, and it's pretty much right along this corridor from Barrett to Sheeks. Passing through Liberty, kind of the area where I'm watching a few of these couplets with the potential to spin a little bit. And here's a look at the current winds. So because the wind is fairly strong out of the Gulf and it starts to clash with this wind that's coming in from the front, I'll just pay a little closer attention to that line where those two wind and air masses meet up. As of right now, the tornado risk is fairly low for the area. However, isolated couplets like I've been warning about could start to see a little spin in the atmosphere. Humidity map looks like this. So plenty of fuel and a big clash between the two air masses. We now have a brand new tornado watch, and this includes Polk, Liberty, San Jacinto that is coming. So at the moment, there is no tornado watch, but it is coming because of these different factors that I've just kind of laid out for you guys. We're starting to see the ingredients line up. We've got the instability. Now we've got the wind shear along this path of the clashing air masses. So again, if you live in Polk, Liberty, and San Jacinto counties, we are just waiting for the National Weather Service to issue that tornado watch. Doesn't mean there's an active warning out there, but it means you need to be vigilant throughout this afternoon as that line passes through your area for the potential of a warning to start to pop. Okay, right now you can use the humidity map to kind of see exactly where the line is. So it's right along 5969. So right before Cleveland, passing through Spring, passing through Katy, on its way to Sugar Land and Richmond, and Polk, San Jacinto, Liberty counties, these areas that have been showing a few couplets trying to rotate are going to be the spots that we watch. So basically the northeast quadrant of the viewing area is going to be of particular interest throughout the afternoon. In addition to that, there's a low-end chance, but a chance still, for us to see some severe wind gusts, although that is a lowest threat, 5%. It's a low threat all in all for the chance of severe weather today. However, the two components would be the wind and then that isolated tornado threat. Let's walk you through future track here. So this is a pretty good depiction as to what we're seeing right now. The line pushing into 5969 and then prefrontal showers out ahead of that. It looks like a big chunk of the energy is just in front of that line, and that's kind of where we see the big juxtaposition between the warm, humid air mass and then the cooler, drier mass. And when we get the clash of the titans, so to speak, winds working in opposition, that's where we could see the threat for severe weather. So how long is this going to last? I say through the early evening hours. So maybe 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, things start winding down, but we're about to hike things into high gear here as we go into the 4 or 5 o'clock hour, because this line will be pushing into Harris County. So that's a snapshot of 4:30. You'll notice showers passing through downtown, that main front starting to sneak into, the big Heights, Galleria, River Oaks area, Bel Air, pushing into Mont Belvieu by 6 o'clock, 7, 8, it'll be pushing towards the coastline. Now, something to note about the coastline too, there was high tide today, and so any additional moisture that sits over the coast for a prolonged period of time could cause some issues. So until 6 o'clock, there is a coastal flood advisory. This includes Chambers, Galveston, Matagorda, Brazoria, and so low-lying spots, parking garages, areas that may be prone to a little extra influx from the high tides, and then the rain added onto that should be watched carefully. Here's a live look for the Gulf Freeway looking towards downtown. So some rain on the roads right now and a little bit of a rain shield there. The camera's rattling a little bit, so there's some wind with that moisture coming in. Temperatures have cooled off a little bit, especially in the rain-cooled area. So Conroe, that's seeing some shower activity right now. Temperatures have dropped into the mid-60s. Temperatures are in the upper 70s for Tomball, for Pearland. Radar picking up on some rain there, and at Bush Intercontinental Airport, 77 degrees right now. Throughout the day, you'll notice not just the rain, but the wind, and we'll be watching radar closely for any of these storms to gain a little added intensity. Now, I want to give you the big picture of what we are going to look ahead to. This is one of the fronts that we have this week. So this first front is the one that's going to be stormy. Once this passes, tomorrow will be a really nice, quiet, sunny, beautiful day. And then the next front comes in on early Wednesday. And this next front is going to bring in the cold air, and this is going to bring us quite a breeze too. So if you're looking forward to some cooler mornings that we've been advertising for the last few days, here they are. The coolest starts to the days will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We will be in the 40s. And here's a big picture of the 7-day forecast. I will be back here at 4 o'clock to give you an update on radar, on where the shower activity is situated, and whether or not you need to be extra mindful depending on where you live. Remember, as I mentioned, we are going to be watching for a tornado watch to be issued by the National Weather Service, and those spots in Polk, San Jacinto, and Liberty counties need to be extra mindful this afternoon and stay glued to their phones just in case a warning does pop. We'll be able to give you a heads up as to what to do from there. However, for now, I'll leave it with the 7-day forecast, and I'll see you on the TV side. I'll be here at 4 o'clock, and then Pat Cavlin will be live with you at 5, 6, and 10 p.m.